Hello everyone and welcome to my review here on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. This is their newest release. It is a limited edition here, I'm pretty sure, for the holidays. That's the reason why. And I've got some feelings here that I'm ready to share with you all. So let's get into it. This palette is $45, so it is a bit more expensive than their other palettes. Here's the previous lineup. There we go. The velvet makes it a little hard to fan these out, but these are usually $42. However, even though these are cheaper, you are getting less weight in here in the pans. So even though this one is a few bucks more expensive, you're actually getting a much better value with this palette. These ones are all around 9 or 10 grams total weight for all of the pans in here, but this one is 11.62. So while these shadows are around 0.7, 0.74 depending on the palette, these are each 0.83. So here you go, here's some comparisons. The Sultry palette is $3.87 per gram, and like I said, as you can see, in comparison to the other ABH palettes, it is a much better value. Well, I shouldn't say much better, but it is a better value in comparison to other palettes that you can get at places like Sephora. You know, these are on the spendy end, and I do believe for the most part they are worth the extra money. Now, also, gotta mention, well, I don't have to, but you know, just the packaging. Anastasia, I don't know why, but you know, they usually do the velvet packaging, which I personally really like. I know a lot of people say that it gets dirty really quick. The only dirtiness that these get for me is that it collects cat hair really easily. But other than that, I don't have problems with it. This one is glitter, and while it is like a fine glitter, it's not scratchy or anything, it does tend to shed off onto the skin. I don't know that you're going to be able to see that on my fingers because it is such fine and small glitter, but if you can see all those little black specks, that is flaking from this palette. So I personally don't care for that. Sure, it looks really pretty, but I hate that it sheds, so to speak. Anastasia is a cruelty-free brand. These palettes are not vegan, but they are cruelty-free. And as always, you know, same type of packaging. You get a mirror, you get a dual-ended brush, which, they're okay. Hers are okay. The fluffy side is kind of scratchy, so I don't ever really use that one. The only one I use, this end is really nice and soft, but it's not my favorite for packing onto the lids. And like I said, it is 14 shadows in here. 2 of them are staples in Anastasia's collection. And overall, 7 of these shades are mattes, and then the other 7 are like hyper metallic foil loveliness. They're so pretty. Like, these shades are so me. And for me anyways, this is kind of like a staple palette. You get what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's not that I would come up with anything super duper creative with these colors, but they all work so well together and you can get such different looks. Like, if you go and watch my mini tutorials video, which I will have a card up in the corner and then also down below for you, I'll have it linked. But you can come up with some super duper neutral, natural looking everyday looks with these kinds of colors. I know it's called the Sultry palette, but honestly doesn't have to be sultry with these shades, but you can really pump it up and amp it up and make it very, very sultry and smoky. Especially this noir shade, which I'm pretty sure is one of the ones that is permanent in their shadow collection. That black means business. Like, if you want a matte black that actually looks black and not like a charcoal or a gray, that one does, it's business. Business right there. These are the typical Anastasia formula where they do have a lot of kickback. I'm sure you can see a bit here in the pans, so that is normal for these. These are more, you know, like pressed pigments, not shadows, if you get what I'm saying. So just make sure tap very lightly when you're going into these and then tap off your brush before you apply. It's just a learning curve, I guess, and just, you know, it's a different type of shadow. But once you learn how to apply it, making sure you tap off your brush, these blend so buttery smooth. Like I said, I do think these are worth the extra pennies or extra dollars depending on which brand you're comparing it to, because they do just blend so effortlessly and so nicely, and the pigment is just insane on these. Now, that being said, the foiled metallic-y type shades, I mean, I'm so torn because they do work with a brush and with your finger, but they work in very different ways. With a brush, they're going to get very sheared out, which for an everyday type of a look, that's great and that works just fine. But if you want the amped up type of metallic finish to it, I find that I have to use my finger, and that just gets so messy and it causes fallout everywhere. And that's another thing with these. I don't know what it is because I have not had this problem with Anastasia metallic shades before, but for some reason these ones, if I don't use a primer and a cream shadow or use just, you know, an actual glitter primer, these throughout the day just fall out city underneath my eyes. It is so sad and unfortunate. It's just upsetting, to be completely honest, especially because you are paying a good amount for these shadows. But I think so long as you just do the extra prep work, they're a delight to work with. I love the color combos that you can come up with this. She says that these are all cool toned shadows. I disagree. Bloom and Birch are like very warm shadows, and Rose Quartz and Steampunk are even on the warm side. Like, I don't know why she says this is all cool tones. Definitely there are cool tones in here, don't get me wrong, but I personally think it's a really good mix of cool tones and neutrals and warm tones. I don't really understand the naming of the shadows, but that doesn't really make a difference. I mean, I just don't understand, like, Sultry Cyborg, Sultry Dystopian, Sultry Twig. I mean, those trees, man, especially this time of year, ooh, looking good. Okay. So yeah, I think that's about all I can tell you guys. Let's hop on into swatches so you can see how these look. Also, like I said, check out my mini tutorials if you want to see them applied and how they do that way. And then I will see you all at the very end of the video. And yay, we have made it to the end of the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got a good view on this new Sultry palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm happy with it. I'm not like overjoyed and thrilled because it is such a neutral palette and I feel like I have a lot of this already. But that being said, these are my colors and I love these colors, and I think the formula, as long as you know how to work with it, just lovely. And it would work on a lot of different skin tones for sure, a lot of different skin colors. I think, you know, it's not like it's primarily dark or primarily light. I do think these would show up well on many people, so that's awesome. I think it's just a matter of, do you have these types of shades already, or are these staples to you? Is it nice to have them all in one palette? Oh yes, it is. But I also think if you have something already like the Urban Decay Naked palette or the Naked 2, or maybe you have both of those already, you might not feel a need for this because you probably have all these shadows already for the most part. So it's really just going to be up to you and what you already have. The lasting power of them is beautiful, application is beautiful, so long as you know how to work with them. So I mean, I don't think there are any faults there. It really is just going to come down to how you're feeling, like I said. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know it down in the comments below if you did, and also how you feel about this palette. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you not care about it? Did you get it? Are you not gonna get it? All those types of things. Let's cook up a nice little casserole of opinions down in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys. You can also let me know if you enjoyed this video by giving me a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!